So to have the ability to have a summit like this, to where you can bring your young adult child or your teenager, bring her to this and let her learn about how the relationship with money. Welcome to the podcast takeover. I'm Bronwyn Ison for the Few podcast. This is season 3, and we have an exciting episode today. So happy to be here. And joining me is a very good friend of mine.
Hey, Bronwyn. This is Donna Sturgeon. I know we've known each other for quite a while. So excited to be here to talk about confidence and the summit.
That's right. We have a very exciting Confidence Summit this year that will be at the Ritz-Carlton in Rancho Mirage, California. And if you are a lady that is all about wealth and wellness, you're definitely going to want to be there.
Absolutely. And we do want to thank our host city sponsor, the city of Rancho Mirage, who is helping us elevate this Confidence Summit this year, literally and figuratively. So shout out to City of Rancho Mirage. We really appreciate your support. Bronwyn, confidence. Let's see. How do we meet, you and I? Because you've always exuded confidence to me.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Donna. You know, it goes in ebbs and flows, right? I mean, I am human. We're all human. And as far as how we met, my gosh, it's got to be at least 10 years ago.
At least.
Maybe even, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, 2013, 2014.
Okay, so it's been a while.
And then we reconnected with our daughters. We'll bring up our daughters a little bit later in the podcast, but we have known each other.
Yes.
And, the desert is a small area, small destination, so I know we've looped and circled around in different reasons and different events. So it's really fun to be working with you. So can you just take us back to the origin story of confidence and your discussion with our founder, our Society of the Few nonprofit founder, Rob, about merging wealth and wellness? What a crazy idea. And coming up with a name like the Confidence Summit.
Yeah.
Can you just take us back to how that story?
Oh, gosh,
started?
yeah. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a rewind. But I was on a previous episode here on the Few podcast, so I told a little bit of my story there. And in 2008, I moved here from Scottsdale, Arizona to Palm Springs, La Quinta area. And things were not the healthiest in my life. And I was probably at my all-time low confidence. I was going through a divorce. I was going through a multi-million-dollar bankruptcy. I was on food stamps and state aid. I didn't have a car. A car that I was driving was my dad's. I was pretty much at my rock bottom. And so my confidence was absolutely tanked. But I also knew that at the same time it was in there because I had it at one time. So I was really just in a season of life that was not prosperous for me at that time. Fast forward a little bit, I started to teach yoga here in Palm Desert at a very well-known private club, and had the opportunity to start to build back my confidence even through teaching yoga. And then from there, I ended up opening a studio, but that kind of got started more so because I had an opportunity out at the polo fields where everyone will recognize Coachella Fest and Stagecoach. So I had an opportunity to start doing my yoga classes there at the polo fields. Initially for the polo players, when they didn't show up, I said, hey, let's open this up to the public. I was really blessed and fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to do that. And then I started building from there. One of my first people who was coming to class was Lauren Del Sarto, and she was a huge supporter. And at that time, too, she was getting her publication started. So my mom said, why don't you write an article for her? And I wrote an article for her, and that really started to make like a tumbleweed effect to where I got a little bit of momentum. I grew things out there, and in 2013, Evolve Yoga became a brick and mortar, and it was at that point my confidence really had to it had to grow or I wasn't going to survive in business.
Right,
so I needed to really believe in what I was doing, and I did, and I still do. And so I had that brick and mortar there from 2013 to 2020, and so it was probably around the time that I first opened Evolve Yoga is probably when we met. I was very blessed to have a very thriving, successful studio here with a lot of community support.
Yes, I know. It was a beautiful studio too. And shout out to Lauren Del Sardo as well. Okay, so then you're building back your confidence. You're starting your own business. You've got relationships growing. And along comes a discussion with you and Rob.
Correct. Yeah. So I have a background in broadcast journalism, and I was working with Steve, who is my videographer for my online yoga subscription platform. And I said, Steve, what if we started to like contact local businesses and really start to showcase in the way of maybe like health and wellness, or, let's start to bring something to life. And I reached out to Rob and I said, hey, Rob, I said, I'd like to talk to you about maybe doing maybe like an info style show for you about your business. And when I walked in, I don't know what happened. It was something that maybe Rob was kind of maybe already thinking about. And he was like, hey, what would you think about if I brought in the wealth and you brought in the wellness? And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. And it really happened very organically because it was within 4 months with a very skeleton team of about 4 people that we were able to execute this really awesome event, which I believe you were at the first one.
I was in 2019 at the fabulous Riviera. That's had a couple of different iterations since, but I think we had 100 women roughly.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good turnout.
Definitely sold out. Then fast forward to 2020 when we had the coronavirus upon us. You and your small team, actually, I think there was an additional member on the team, brought forward a virtual offering of the Confidence Summit. And those numbers were through the roof. 500 plus women joined in, and perhaps some men as well. And so that was wildly successful. Then there were a couple of years off. And this past year, 2024, we started planning again for our event that took place in February of this year at the Omni Rancho Mirage Resort and Spa. And that was a wild success. And we maxed out at 200 attendees. This year, we're elevating to the Ritz-Carlton. Again, many, many thanks. And shout out to the city of Rancho Mirage and to Shannon Gilbert, the general manager there, another great woman leader. So, yes, it's definitely been growing. The seed that you and Rob planted is phenomenal. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to attend the first one and now be helping with 2024 and 2025 and 2026.
And you've been an awesome addition to the Confidence Summit. You and I, we knew each other from just this being in the community and knew of each other. But you and I have developed a friendship now that is really solid, and I appreciate you, Donna. I mean, you really go the extra mile. You go above the line. You're a very hard and dedicated worker, and I'm so grateful to be alongside you in this journey. You're amazing, and your skill set and your attention to detail and just everything that you bring, and so much, even part of the community aspect of really helping to grow this summit as well. So how did you come across the summit, Donna?
Well, we have an extended team member. One of our board members, Vicki Higgins, introduced me to Rob, and I think you and Ricky had a conversation. I was in between project contracts, and sounded very interesting to me. And I was also at a point where I could use a little boost of confidence, and it's really interesting carrying around that business card with bold pink confidence. So I'm always reminded to be confident, stay in a place of confidence. But and that's how. So thanks to you, Bronwyn and Vicki. I'm part of this team, fabulous team. So that's how I came on board.
We're just so grateful to have you. And just to let everybody know that it's not all glitz and glamour behind the scenes.
I know we are. It's almost like I have my referee shirt on.
But we stay confident and grounded in what we're doing. That's for sure.
We do.
And we really uplift each other, I believe. We're really trying to help each other out so that we can all rise up and be really good in the positions that we're in, because everyone's wearing a different hat, and we're still a smaller team for sure.
We are. And it's exciting to know that we do support one another. And let's speak to this year's theme, which we are really excited about, and the application to both wealth and wellness is incredible. Can you talk a little bit about our theme this year for the Confidence Summit?
So we are going with the theme of balance, and whether that's balancing your checkbook or balancing out, what you do in your day-to-day wellness routine. And we are going to have some very, very exciting speakers. And when you say elevated, we are elevating. This is going to be an event that you don't want to miss. And especially not only the venue, but the speakers and just everybody that we will have there. It's going to be a little different this year. And I mean different in the way that the idea is to get better. Right. We want to get better. And that's why we elevated even to the Ritz-Carlton and Rancho Mirage. But we have even elevated our speakers.
We have indeed. And we have big announcements on that coming forward. So stay tuned to the podcast and all of our other social platforms for more information on tickets, etc.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Bronwyn Ison. I'm the CEO, co-founder, and co-host of the Confidence Summit that is happening February 27th and 28th at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton in Rancho Mirage, California. You're not going to want to miss this year's Confidence Summit, so join us again February 27th and 28th. We'll see you soon. And be sure to grab your ticket at societyofthefew.org.
Bronwyn, what does confidence mean to you? I know you've spoken a little bit to this. We both have daughters. We have daughters who look up to us. We have daughters who, and I know our daughters, yours and mine, have connected through school as well. Is this Confidence Summit appropriate for them as well? And how can we exude and have great takeaways for them at this conference?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Donna. I don't think we can ever start exuding confidence or sharing that with family, with our daughters, because we are the example. I mean, they are watching us and what we do in our lives. So it's, we are their examples. As far as what confidence means to me, just to kind of rewind a little bit, it really is standing firm in what I believe, but also setting boundaries. That's really important. I think that helps to build the confidence, because then you know where you stand, and other people will know where you stand too. And boundaries doesn't mean that you have to be rude or disrespectful. It just means there's certain things you're going to do and you're not going to do. Also, I think it comes in so many different forms and shapes, and it's about where you are in your life. And I believe each time that we're doing something in life, we're picking up another, I call it like a tool belt. And you keep putting, a different tool in the belt every time, which I think helps to build the confidence. Because until we actually have the ability to do something maybe that we've never done before, that's where the confidence gets built. I mean, I had done a lot of infomercials when I had approached Rob, but I didn't know anything about putting on an event or doing any of those kind of things. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I'm a little bit more on the risk-taking side too, responsibly, but I also think that helps to build confidence. When it comes to raising daughters, and you have a daughter, sweet Abby, it's really letting them know that they do have the ability to do so much in their life and to not let anyone tell them that they can't do it. If they end up trying something and they don't achieve it, let them learn that lesson on their own, because that's really the journey of building the confidence, right?
Right.
So I've learned a lot about my daughters over the course of, now that they're young adults and I'm an empty nester, and I recently took them to a personal development conference in the last year.
Right.
And I learned a lot about myself through them, and how different they are and how different they turned out, and how one feels more independent while the other one feels more on the side of that I maybe did too much for her. So I think that if we also just continue to have those connections with our children, so even bringing them to an event like this, it keeps that family dynamic together, and you're building that relationship to where you're like, honey, I care about what you do with your money. Nobody taught me anything about money when I was growing up. And so to have the ability to have a summit like this, to where you can bring your young adult child or your teenager, bring her to this and let her learn about how the relationship with money. And so now I've been able to have the ability to teach my girls things that I didn't know. They don't always listen, but now they're aware. And so even if you think that your child isn't listening, they're picking up something along the way. When it comes to your wellness, bring your child to this. They are going to be able to hear things, you know, especially young women. We have very complicated bodies. And even though they may hear things about menopause or things like that, they'll get there someday, but at least they'll have an understanding of maybe where their aunt is or where their mom is, what she's feeling.
Good point.
People in their lives. So it's a great opportunity to bring teenagers or young adults to an event like this. Just let them explore and have their mind expanded, and they'll take away from it what they need to.
Right.
I mean, you can't force them to like listen to certain things, but they'll get out of it what they need to. And really, it's just a day of fun with women and great swag bags.
Great swag bags. And great.
Girls always like that. We like the swag bag, right?
We sure do. And you spoke to just the variance in age groups. And obviously we have this Confidence Summit is open to young women, women who are in retirement years and who are asking questions then, and the reverse mentoring that can take place. Our survey results last year really dug out a lot of great information around what each age group can offer to another. The takeaways from the speakers, to your point earlier, just fantastic. While we were working behind the scenes, I couldn't take notes fast enough, but thankfully we record everything. Yeah. So all of it would be available to those who attend later on as well. But
you bring up a great point though about the reverse mentoring. And because, I mean, even us women in our 50s, whether you're 50s, 60s, 70s, we have the ability to learn from these young adults. I mean, my daughters are my greatest teachers. And so I think it is really great, even for that woman who's in her 60s or 70s, to hear this younger generation and what they're thinking, how they see things, because then it's going to really be able to open their mind too, to be more receptive and open. Because sometimes we're like, we don't understand them. What's going on here? Well, because we're not listening. And so this could also give people the ability to open who are a little bit older, to open their minds to understand this younger generation too.
Absolutely. And it was also just a lot of myth dispelling last year too with our speakers. I recall one of our speakers mentioning and defining estate planning, and she said, and I'm not quoting you properly, Valerie Powers-Smith, but basically Valerie said you don't have to, quote unquote, have an estate in terms of what TV and social media and other visions might produce. We can still help you. Start now. So don't wait. So there are just so many great takeaways. We have a program book that is a workbook as well. And it's just such an incredible seminar and day, as you said, day of networking, fabulous plated lunch, lots of opportunity to meet and greet with the speakers and yourself as CEO, our team. Podcast will be live. I mean, this is a fantastic event that you and Rob have planted the seed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And to our benefit. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and it's a blessing to be a part of it. And as we inch closer, I mean, we're going to really, the excitement will build, and there'll be so much more. But we're having a lot more presence with the wellness this year. We were pretty strong on the well side of things, but this year we're definitely going to have more of a blend. And as far as when it comes to wellness, we are elevating that too. And I am very well ingrained in the wellness space. I do contract work for wellness companies. I was just at a seminar just this last week in San Diego that was mind-blowing. I mean, I heard things that I was like, I'm just always like, gosh, all this wonderful information, and hearing people that I've seen and heard many years ago, but now this was on a smaller scale, and it was just fabulous. So I'm always being able to pick up nuggets so that I'm able to bring it back even to this summit, So, it's a way of just even my education, just like how Rob educates himself. And so we each are bringing what we believe is the strongest and the best to this summit in February, because the idea is that you get not just one takeaway, but you get many takeaways. We work really hard on our end because we do believe that we are bringing in some of the most highest of caliber people. We really vet everything that we're doing. We're very intentional. And so I'm really excited on the wellness side to also be working with Lauren on that, but also to the effect that people are going to hear things a little bit differently. People are going to hear some new things. And I think that's what's really exciting.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought up the wellness space. And I know you're an expert in this area and you're continually learning, but there is so much in every publication on every level about wellness and that growth, longevity. So we will be addressing all of those topics at the summit as well, and our various speakers will. So thanks for bringing that even more forward this year, because I think the balance of that will be really exceptional this year.
Yeah, we will have a great balance of both. So I'm super excited, and it's great to be back in the Valley for a visit. I get to be with the whole team, and
we love having you back here.
Yeah, super excited.
Okay, so Bronwyn, we've talked about the Confidence Summit, Society of the Few. We've got this Few podcast. Tell us exactly what will happen. How will the day take place? I mean, what does a day look like? What do people do when they show up at 8:30?
Well, first of all, we're going to kick it off Friday night, the night before, with a VIP party. And
Excellent.
It is going to be absolutely beautiful because, again, it's at the Ritz-Carlton in Rancho Mirage. That'll be at the Edge, I believe. I think that's what it's called, and it's going to have this gorgeous view. Then the next day, we'll get started around 8:30 in the morning. And everyone will start to gather. It'll be a moment where everybody starts to come in and is excited about the day to hear all of these wonderful speakers. We're going to have some breakout sessions as well. And people better just be ready. Bring your notebook, although we do provide a really great, I guess you could say it's a handbook, and people will be able to take notes and just come ready. Come ready to absorb, come ready to learn, come ready to have those takeaways that you're hoping to get. And just have fun. I think that, a lot of times we come into events sometimes so serious and we have to do this and we have to do that. Just come and have fun, because when you have fun, it actually makes it a lot easier for you to absorb the information too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People may ask if we're going to feed them. Will we?
Yeah, we are. We're going to have a beautiful plated lunch. And then to even end the day, we'll end up having a really nice cocktail hour, and everyone can join in that and be able to continue in community. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be able to make some new friendships here. And I see a lot of different business developments come out of a lot of these different kind of events. I attend a lot of events during the year. And so I think this is also an opportunity for women to connect with other like-minded women that they may be able to do business with in the future.
Right. That's great. Yes, we did have women buying tables last year, and great. Gather your friends and come along. We'd love to see you all there.
But they can expect just a full day of fun and community and being able to elevate themselves when it comes to their wealth and their wellness.
Will we have a giveaway?
Oh, yes. Ooh. We will have a wonderful giveaway. Can't say what that is yet, but it will be great as it was last year.
Bronwyn, can you just tease us a little bit about the speakers that we can look forward to hearing, some of the keynotes?
Yeah, I'm super excited that we will be welcoming back Stephanie Link. She is the renowned financial advisor that people see on national television. She was fabulous last year, and not an unfamiliar name in the wellness industry by any means, but I am super excited to announce that JJ Virgin will be our wellness keynote speaker. I've known JJ for many of years. I've attended her Mindshare events. She is a powerhouse, and she has a great story, and she's really going to show us how to balance it all. not from our wellness to even business. She's an incredible businesswoman. So I'm super excited to announce that she'll be joining us.
That's great. Yeah. Very exciting. Thank you for sharing that.
All right, Donna. So tell us what you do here at the Society of the Few and the Confidence Summit.
Sure, Bronwyn. I know we talked a little bit about how I started, but basically my role here is to help direct the summit, operations, if you will, just try to keep everyone on the same page and be a chief communicator, point of contact, and lead the team as best I can.
And you do a great job at doing it. You really keep us all.
You, Bronwyn. I am a bit of a taskmaster.
You keep our ducks in a row for sure.
Well, you make it easy. Tell us more about your role specifically with the Confidence Summit.
My role is I am Rob's sidekick. I am the CEO and co-host of the Confidence Summit. And it's been just a wonderful journey. So really what I do is I take the wellness side of this summit and I really help to curate that along with other people that we bring into the mix, such as Lauren Del Sarto. So I really focus on bringing in strong wellness speakers, anyone that is going to be a panel guest. So that's my focus, is I'm trying to bring all goodness of wellness to this summit. That is my objective, my goal, and my passion.
And it's obvious. So thank you, Bronwyn. Gosh, there's so many great quotes in the world. Here's one of my favorites. It's from an African proverb. If you want to change the world, educate a woman. That is something I really deeply believe in. Great. And one of our local nonprofits has that as their goal as well. One from Miranda from Sex and the City. Women's health needs to be front and center. It often isn't, but it needs to be. Cynthia Nixon. Very basic, but very true. So thank you, everyone, for watching and tuning in to the Few podcast. Just to kind of wrap things up, the event is taking place on February 28th, 2026 at the fabulous and elegant Ritz-Carlton Rancho Mirage. And tickets, stay tuned for tickets. They'll be going on sale very soon. Keep an eye on our socials. Keep an eye on our website. And come back here. You'll hear more about it. Bronwyn?
Yeah, well, stay tuned, everyone. It's going to be an exciting event that you will not want to miss. This is your year, 2026. So let's build upon 2025, come into 2026 strong, and we'll see you at the Confidence Summit.
This podcast is brought to you by David Field Producer. It is produced and directed by David Field and Kristen George. And it's mix, edit, and socials by Kristen George. Blanky Shine Wealth Management is a group of investment professionals registered with Hightower Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC, and with Hightower Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Securities are offered through Hightower Securities, LLC. Advisory services are offered through Hightower Advisors, LLC. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities. No investment process is free of risk, and there is no guarantee that the investment process or the investment opportunities referenced herein will be profitable. Past performance is not indicative of current or future performance and is not a guarantee. The investment opportunities referenced herein may not be suitable for all investors. All data and information referenced herein are from sources believed to be reliable. Any opinions, news, research, analysis, prices, or other information contained in this research is provided as general market commentary. It does not constitute investment advice. Blanky Shine Wealth Management and Hightower shall not in any way be liable for claims and make no expressed or implied representations or warranties as to the accuracy or completeness of the data and other information, or for statements or errors contained in or omissions from the obtained data and information referenced herein. The data and information are provided as of the date referenced. Such data and information are subject to change without notice. This document was created for informational purposes only. The opinions expressed are solely those of Blanky Shine Wealth Management and do not represent those of Hightower Advisors, LLC, or any of its affiliates.